guys, welcome back. Just as a quick introduction as to who I am again, my name is Nona Gardner. I'm a Pilates instructor and a successful business owner operating 2 Pilates studio, all while being the mommy of 3 little tiny kids. And that truly is my main inspiration and why I'm super excited to get this channel going and create these videos twofold. Initially to help other mommies who have talents or a special skill set, but just don't have the know-how, the confidence, or the business skills to get their business up and running, as well as helping those other mommies who may have already started a business but are a little bit stuck with getting their business to the next level. So for me, not only am I operating 2 very successful Pilates studios, with my first studio, within the first year, I was able to take it to a 6-figure studio while having 2 babies, and within less than 2 years, while being pregnant with my 3rd little munchkin, I opened up my 2nd location. So, a little back work. I'm going to talk to you about initially the foundation that you need to set to get a successful business going, right? So it might sound a little cheesy, but I'm going to start by talking about the law of attraction. The very first thing that's super important, you guys, is to have the right mindset. So before getting anything started, I always focus on the end goal, right? So before I decided even what I wanted to do, I envisioned myself being a big boss, running my own business and very successfully, right? Because number one, it gives you the confidence and the vision to get to where you want to get. And I promise you guys, once you have that vision and you are able to imagine it, everything falls into place and the universe opens up all of these doors and opportunities, and you need to pay attention to those signals to make it come to fruition. So my background and how I did it was I was working in corporate sales. I was in Manhattan, working 7 to 7, killing it, making amazing money. Then I had my first little munchkin and everything changed, because that's when I started realizing what my main and true priorities were. And for me, I didn't want to just make crazy money and then spend evenings with my little baby girl and weekends. I wanted to start a business because I'm very passionate and driven, all while still being able to be very present in my daughter's life. So the first thing that I did, and I recommend all of you do if you don't already know, is sit with yourself and figure out what your passion is. What do you want to do? Big mistake that people make here is they don't think about what they want to do. They think about what sort of business can I do that will make me crap loads of money. And the reason why I don't think that's a good idea, you guys, is because if your only motivation is money, after a while, because I'm not gonna lie to you, there's a lot of work that goes into it. I don't care what that end dollar amount is that your business may make. If you don't love it and if you don't have passion for it, you're going to give up. So if you find something that you're passionate about, I promise you there's so many ways that you can make money in any industry. So I sat with myself and realized that my passion lies in fitness. Further than that, you also want to pick something that you have some sort of success story in. So I chose Pilates, and the reason for it is in my own body, I had certain things that I wanted to work on. I wanted to work on my posture, I have a little sciatica, I had scoliosis, and through my own practice, it's actually made me feel better. I've noticed a transformation in my body, and it boosted my confidence. So I wanted to go into something where I wasn't just working for a corporation and making them tons of money, but I wanted to do something where I can actually help build people's confidence by helping them on their journey of health and wellness. So once I decided that Pilates was what I wanted to do, the next super crucial step is I did my research and tried to find the best certification platform to go out and become certified. That's super important because it makes you a little bit more legitimate, right? Once you have a certification, you become a bit more of an expert in that particular field, and then people are more comfortable and confident working with you. Even outside of Pilates, you guys, I don't care what your field is. If you want to be a chef, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a photographer, if you want to be a surgeon, if you want to be a dancer, go out and further your education. Take a class, take a course. It will help you in the long run. Once I got certified, the next mistake that a lot of people do is say, all right, awesome, I got the certification under my belt, let me go and set up shop. Wrong. Don't do that, guys, because the first thing you have to do is you are brand spanking new to this industry, even if you're not. My recommendation is go and work in that field for a period of time. Number one, you want to build your brand, build your name, develop your skill sets, and at the same time, figure out whether or not it's something that you actually want to do, right? So once I get certified, my two questions was, do I want to operate a gym or do I want to operate a studio? So logically, I went and got a job working at a gym and training at a studio. And through that, I realized, number one, that my passion lies more in a studio, and I'll talk to you about that because you want to find a niche. It's super important to find a niche, right? And then you also learn the ins and outs of it, so you get an understanding of how the business operates, so that you have the confidence once you open a studio what all is entailed. And further than that, rather than just being ambitious yourself and envisioning yourself being that business owner, once you start working in the industry, now you have your clientele pushing you and motivating you and encouraging you and saying, yeah, no, go out, be a business owner. And that goes a very, very long way, right? Now you have the skill, you have the experience, you have a bit of brand, right? Next lies the next obstacle, right? For me, I'm living in a state far away from my family, so I don't have that support with the kiddos. I have 3 little ones running around, and my husband and I are doing well. We live in a beautiful home, but at the time, we just didn't have the extra capital just hanging out in our savings to get the business up and running. So what do? The first thing I did is I started again doing my homework and my research. So I knew I wanted to be a business owner, I just didn't know how, and I didn't know what kind of capital was involved. So I went to a business center to help work on my business plan and try to figure out what direction I wanted to take, right? But still in the background, people are gonna tell you, you're absolutely crazy, you can't do this, it's too expensive, it's a 5 to 10 year plan, and all of these little things that just make you so discouraged. And I knocked all that out, and I put my headphones on and I said, I don't care, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it soon. Even with talking with my husband, he said, no babe, like we don't have the capital, we just can't do this right now. So what I did initially, again, to test the waters, is I wanted to figure out the best way to break into the industry, low cost or no cost. So I started something very similar to a stroller stride, where I started a group of mommies, created a free Facebook page, started promoting myself to my network, to my friends and family, and I met up with friends in a park with our little strollers. I had everyone bring their own mats, I had a couple of dumbbells, and we would start by just jogging together, laying out the mats, promoting myself, giving them some Pilates, and it worked so great until the Austin heat kicked in, and then I lost everybody, because who wants to pull the little ones out when it hits 100 degrees? So I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, this is not working out, but my ultimate goal is to be a studio owner. So I went back to the drawing board. Remember the law of attraction I was talking about? That's when it kicked in for me. I picked up on signals. I randomly got a Facebook inbox from one of my friends, a neighbor of mine, who sent me a message. She was also a fitness instructor. She was doing all sorts of different things outside of Pilates, but she wanted to introduce me to one of her friends who recently moved into town, who used to be a gym owner, but passionate about Pilates, and she was looking for a Pilates instructor. So rather than say, heck no, I'm not gonna go work for someone, I'm like, hey, why not meet with this woman, network, and see where it takes me? So again, remember, I envisioned myself being a business owner. Going into the meeting, I pitched myself as a business owner. So I said, I already have my own thing going with the stroller stride, but I'm not looking to work for somebody. I'm ultimately looking to build my own studio. So then she said, okay, well, would you be open to a partnership? Ding, 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 ding. I didn't want a partnership, but figured why not learn from someone, and heck, maybe this works out. So I went along with it and decided to enter a partnership, which didn't go very well, but it still benefited me. Blessing in disguise. Because when my husband and I had initially decided we wanted to open up a studio, what did we do? We're amateurs. We linked up with a realtor. We went and we checked out some very expensive locations. If you're thinking of going commercial, first off, oh my gosh, you guys, outside of the rent, you have to pay this amazing thing called triple net. So you're paying so much more money than you even realize you need to pay. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't afford all of this. But when I partnered up with this gal, she was thinking of going into a plaza. It was a medical plaza. And I was like, medical plaza, this is not glamorous, girlfriend. This is not what I want. But that was the secret. When you go into a plaza, all you're paying is very low cost on a studio space. And further than that, rather than have to pay, build out, and go into this ginormous space with tons of equipment to keep costs down, we started, you have to decide whether you want to go into group classes or private classes. Pick your niche, right? For me, I'm very comfortable and confident building relationships. So if you're not confident in that, maybe group classes is the way to go. For me, I'm very, 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 very focused and fixated on my clientele. I become bestest of friends with a lot of them. So I wanted to focus on the individual, which also financially helps you out because you start little. A lot of people go out there, they take these ginormous business loans, or they spend so much money that they have set aside to get a business going. No, start small, keep your costs down, and as you build and grow, then you put more money into it based on the money you're making from it. So I went out and we just purchased a few pieces of equipment. We were in like 800 square feet, guys. It was so itty bitty. We shared a studio space, a suite, with a massage therapist, and up the hall from us with a chiropractor. So we linked up with them, we established relationships and started referring their clients to our clients, and that's how you build your brand.